Best VR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. Today is Wednesday, June 7th. We are talking right now with Troy West from TroyWins.com. And, of course, Game 3 of the NBA Finals tips tonight, the pivotal Game 3. Will Golden State continue to dominate, or will the Cavaliers actually, be a surprisingly a good bet to get a win, aided by the refs or not? A lot of debate on this game. Tons of people are discussing it. When it opened at about 2.5 in favor of Golden State, of course. When we discussed it, Troy West, it was 3 or 3.5. You gave the opinion that you liked Golden State even at -3, and now there are no threes left. It's up to 3.5, and some places have 4. Right now we're going to talk about player props, which might be the best way to bet tonight's game. As you know, Troy West, we're both liking Golden State to win this series. Game 3 is very tricky. You still feeling good about giving a lean towards Golden State here to win?
Yeah, no, absolutely I do. A lot of people still think, God, it looks like a sucker bet, looks like a trap. I mean, you've got 2 20-point blowouts. A lot of people are reflecting a little bit on last year. The game is in Cleveland. Like you said, Pete, a lot of things being said about this one. Will the NBA have an impact? They don't want to see a sweep. There's so much money to be lost if there is a sweep. So, boy, there's a lot of X factors, which definitely got me scratching my head. I am going to hold strong with my pick with taking Golden State. I just think they're too much to handle at this point. And, the NBA right now has a super team with Golden State, and I'm going to stick with them until they lose. I think over the, since March, like I said, 29-1 seems like a pretty safe bet for me, especially when the gambler pick the game.
I don't necessarily think it's a sucker bet. I'm just staying way, way, way off this game as far as the spread is concerned. The total may be a little bit more interesting. It's up to a 226.5 or 227 at some places, up a bit from the opener. And, of course, Game 1 of this series went under. Game 2 went way over. Golden State put up 130. And maybe the best way to bet this game is with player props. Of course, you can bet the points, rebounds, and assists of all the major players, and you can bet, the combinations of those two or all 3 of them together. You can bet whether any of the stars will get a triple-double or not. Those are all interesting props. And I guess, if you're leaning Golden State and maybe leaning towards the under, which I think I might be, then maybe Cleveland offensive player props on unders might be worth a shot. Troy West, you're leaning Golden State for sure. If you're looking to bet some player props tonight, what are you thinking about?
Yeah, the one that intrigues me is the under in Steph Curry's points. This guy is obviously off to his best finals so far, but I think he's going to be tested on the road, and I think Kyrie Irving's going to really start to lock down on him more so than what we saw in the first 2 games at Oracle. I think when you're feeding off that crowd momentum, I do think the defense really does elevate. I truly believe that, and I also feel like Steph Curry, last year you look at his performances in Cleveland, not so good. I would lean under on his points. I don't think he's going to have a big game. I believe we talked it's about 26 right now. Is that right, Pete?
Steph Curry's points are 28.5, which
28 even better.
Yeah.
28 even a half even better. I like the under. Like I said, I know he's had a great first 2 games. He may even be in talks to be the potential MVP of this series with Kevin Durant. But I got to go under in Game 3. I don't think he's going to have a big game.
All right. He can be so good, of course. But in Game 2, he did only score 28 points. Of course, he had no free throws in that game, so that played a role there. He did go under in one of the games already, and now, again, he's going on the road. So you're looking to play under points with Steph Curry, but you're still looking for Golden State to cover the game. So that means that I guess you're assuming that someone else for Golden State is going to step up, or that Cleveland's going to have a particularly bad offensive game.
Yeah, no, I don't think they'll have the game that they had in Game 1 and Game 2 where they're putting up 120+. I do still think they'll have a good game. Another one that I do like, Pete, is Kevin Durant going over that 30. The guys looked virtually unstoppable. There's truly nobody that can guard him on Cleveland. We've seen LeBron, shadow him a little bit. We've seen different matchups, but this guy's on fire. He's going to go on the road, and I think he's going to get at least 30 to 35 points. I'm going to go over that 30 margin. Kevin Durant looks unstoppable. I don't see him taking a night off. He's going to have another big game.
All right. Actually, 30.5. But again, yes, he scored 38 and 33 in the first 2 games on the road. Will be a little bit different. And then I don't know, just for shits and giggles, what do you think about LeBron James? What do you anticipate from him? His points total is 32.5. His rebounds is 10.5, and his assists is 8.5. So the market is almost expecting a triple-double from LeBron James. You think that's giving him a little bit too much credit, or do you think that the refs are going to give him a hand here and he's just going to come out and have an explosive game here?
Boy, it's tough, Pete. That's one I will stay away from. I'll give my opinion. I do think they're all about right on. I think that's the type of game that you probably will see from him. This guy's going to leave it all on the floor today. He's at home again. Like I said, this team loves playing at home. They've been virtually unstoppable at home, especially through the playoffs. But I still think Golden State's too much to handle, and they've thrown a lot of things at him defensively. They've thrown Durant, they've thrown Green, they've thrown Iguodala. They've contained him. They haven't shut him down, but tonight's going to be very interesting. If I had to make a bet on it, Pete, I'd probably lean on the unders on all three, but would I be shocked if he went off for 40, 12, and 10? Probably not. But Golden State seems to have a really nice defensive game plan in place that's contained LeBron James for those first 2 games, and I think they'll have it for the rest of the series. So it's kind of like, you know, how much can they minimize them? I think they would be right around those figures that you just listed.
Yeah, LeBron James, of course, also does already have a triple-double in this series, and right now to get a triple-double, he's an underdog, about plus 160, plus 165. If you shop around, you can get a little bit better than that if you want to take the no, about minus 190, 195. Again, if you shop around on these props, you can definitely find better odds at the various rec books that offer them. All right, Troy West, so you're giving an official, 2 official picks here.
I got one more for you, Pete. I got one more for you. I got one more for you.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Under the points with Kyrie Irving. This guy's had a lousy series so far, and let's be honest, the reason he's had a lousy series is Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson is one of the most underrated defensive players in all of the NBA. This guy's phenomenal. He's a first-team defensive player. He has been locked down on Kyrie Irving. I don't see that changing tonight. I know he's a phenomenal player, but Klay Thompson has caused a lot of havoc. I like under on Kyrie Irving's points. This guy has not shown up yet, and I don't think he's going to show up for over 26 tonight. I go under with Kyrie Irving's points tonight, Pete.
All right, it is 26.5, and Kyrie did go under 26.5 in both the games in Golden State. Maybe things will change a little bit at home, or you might be right that Klay Thompson clamps down on him, and that everything is focused around LeBron tonight. All right, Troy West from TroyWins.com. Thanks so much for your late thoughts on some player props for tonight's Game 3. Your website is TroyWins.com. Give a plug for your website.
Hey, thanks, Pete. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're rocking and rolling, obviously, in these NBA Finals, 4-0 so far with totals and with the ATS. Rocking and rolling in the MLB. Looking forward to NFL, college football. Come take a look. One-stop shop in this industry. It's TroyWins.com.
Thanks, Troy.
Thank you, guys.
Well, this episode of The Odds Couple is over. But if you give us a like and click SBR's logo at the bottom of the screen to subscribe, then you'll get all the upcoming videos as soon as they come out. And don't forget to take advantage of our website. There's free picks, live betting lines, and sportsbook reviews and ratings guides, and a whole lot more. Check it out now.